Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, you are now tuned in with the greatest of the greatest, the best of the best, and that is myself. And on the line, I have a very good friend, a brother of mine, and his name is Cap Ramsey. Cap, how are you tonight? Feeling, brother?
Um, ooh, a mixture of emotions.
Yeah.
Um, as Joker said in Suicide Squad, the extended cut, um, I'm left in a black hole of rage and confusion,
Mm.
which is actually a very great summary of how we all feel currently.
Now, Cap,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you for collaborating with me on this video, and let me be the first to publicly apologize. Man, the last video you and I did, it was me, you, and Fran. I just want to
Yep.
apologize for getting too excited and cutting you off when I did. I really like talking about these subjects, and sometimes I get so amped up. I'm like, yeah, 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 and that's rude of me. And man, I apologize for cutting you off and everything. And I'm just glad that we were finally able to catch up and collaborate on this video. And
Mm-hmm.
man, it it's crazy, man. This morning, we got an idea of what director Matt Reeves has planned for the Batman
Mm-hmm.
film that he's set to helm, and it all sounded really, really, really intriguing, and I was really fascinated by the idea of a Batman film with a rogues gallery. Him mentioning that it's gonna basically focus on more on the detective side of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Something I feel that Zack Snyder did really good with in Batman v Superman. When Batman was looking to see what could bring down Superman at the time. That's detective work, but that's another video. And just imagining that with Ben Affleck, who, in my opinion, embodies not only Batman but embodies Bruce Wayne. Just picturing that in my head, I'm like, this is gonna be badass. And then thinking of throwing in Deathstroke, man, like I
Yep.
just thinking about it is just badass, man. And tonight, Ben Affleck tweeted out his support, but the way it was tweeted, it was seemed to
Mm-hmm.
suggest that he's done. He's wishing Matt Reeves and company the best, but um he's done. And I promise you, Cap, I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let you go all in. But before that happens, I just want to say, Zach, thank you for casting Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, man, I know these past couple of years, both him and Zach, these past couple of years have been rough on you guys, and I just wish you all the very best. I hope you all stay in high spirits. I know we talk about these movies, we talk about these characters, but at the end of the day, lives, your well being is the most important thing, and I really just wish Ben Affleck all the best. I know like I said, he's had a rough past couple of years. Same with Zach. Um, Again, in my opinion, nobody can beat him as Batman or Bruce Wayne, and I think that's one of the things that Ben doesn't get enough credit for. He, in my opinion, nailed both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Anybody can debate me on that. I will stand by that opinion till the day I die. Nobody can beat him as Bruce Wayne or Batman. Um, Man, and just thinking about that warehouse sequence, bruh, and then just thinking about that tweet that Jay Oliva tweeted out saying that, Ben's script for the Batman movie that, when he was initially going to direct it, just thinking about all that, man, it's frustrating, and I'm just very. What saddens me the most is that Ben's, if this is his last, if this is his last, if that was his last time, his last performance was in that corporate piece of garbage Justice League. We're not even going to
Ugh.
refer to it as Justice League. We're going to call it Justice League because that's what it is. Justice WB League with titanium jawbreaker face Superman, you know, and
Yeah.
man, but the thing I one of the other things I admire most, Cap, about Ben Affleck, as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I promise I'm gonna let you go. Um, just seeing him, as this vengeful, initially vengeful but determined hero. He sees Superman as this danger to humanity, and to see him, like, for me, like, the little moments go in the beginning when he saves the little girl. I'm like, this man did all that without the cape and costume. This man did all that without the armor. He risked his own life to go save that little girl. You know what I'm saying? He risked his own life, even in the costume, to go and help Martha in the end. Seeing stuff like that, man, really inspired me, and I'm just really sad that we might not, there's a strong possibility that uh we might not get to see him again. And honestly, it's gonna be, in the words of Jim Gordon from the Dark Knight trilogy, it's gonna be a long time before someone can inspire us the same way he did. And Cap, I'm gonna pass the mic to you.
That was beautiful. You said it perfectly, and I strongly agree. Ben Affleck is just the best. He's perfect. He embodies the role of Bruce Wayne
Mm-hmm.
in Batman so well.
Yes.
As Batman, he's the beast. He's a skillful. Throws down. He thrashes criminals
Mm-hmm.
left and right. He's a fucking badass, and I love him.
Yeah.
I adore him. I cherish him. He's the best. And as Bruce Wayne, I can relate to him when he says the world only makes sense if you force it to. That's that line hits you, and it makes a lot of sense. It does, because if you're in Gotham City, if you're in his world, if you're if you're in the real world, and if you know, and if you're in situations, yeah, and if you're in situations like I am or others are,
Mm-hmm.
um, or yeah, just look around you. It, the, this world doesn't make any sense. It's cruel. It's cold. It's the only way um that you can kind of cope is if you force it to make sense. If
Yeah.
you try to understand it, and his Bruce is so relatable, grounded, heartbreaking because his parents meant a lot to him, and for them to be taken away, and it haunts him every night, and he still hasn't dealt with it. Um, and he, Ben Affleck, he he he's amazing. Outside the films and outside in the real world, he's an amazing person. He does charity work. He 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 he, he he speaks out about politics and the problems going on in real life, and he's he 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 is Batman. He is Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
outside the films in the real world, and of course credit goes to Zach for casting him for seeing something special and intrinsic in Ben.
Yes.
And I hope and pray to God he stays. Just please stay. I hope I hope he's not done. I hope he really stays because we need him and and we love him. So I really hope that he's around for as long as possible. So
Same here, man. And
yeah,
I
it's distressing. It's heavy. It's heavy, but hope is all we have to hang on to. As some have said, we just hope for the best. We hope for the best. Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I can't. Me personally, I can't decide if my favorite sequence in BVS is the warehouse scene or the line at the end where he says men are still good. Um, and again, that just goes back to what you said about him being both being Batman off the screen. I mean, he delivered that line so perfectly and so chillingly.
Very.
And I think the thing for me
Yeah.
is his Bruce Wayne. And this is not a knock to any other of the Bruce Waynes or the Batmans of the past. His Bruce Wayne and felt. This is going to sound crazy, brother Cal, but he felt real. You know what I'm saying?
No. I I totally agree. Yeah. This is the Ben is the real deal. Spruce is Batman. They felt like this could happen. Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah, and Cap, man, fuck, um, let me ask you this, man, before we get into the shouting part of the video. Um, Now Matt Reeves. Now have you seen the Dawn and the War of the Planet of the Apes films?
Haven't seen it. I've seen Rise.
Mm-hmm.
And or I've seen parts of Rise, and I thought it was good.
Okay.
But I've heard his other films, Dawn of War, are really good because with the character Caesar, he made Caesar uh, real. He made Caesar a three dimensional character
Mm-hmm.
with with motivation, with goals, with flaws. So he made this in the whole trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
He made these apes feel than they are perceived as in whole trauma aspects. So he's talented. He's really good, but like like you said, we want to see Ben in the role, and that one's is Ben.
Yeah, and that I
Like we
mean,
want no longer Bruce Wayne. We've had that. Like let Ben be Ben. Let him be what's on as a 20-year veteran, akin to Frank Miller's take, and let him just be that. Let him just be on his own, a solo,
mm-hmm.
director driven, story driven. We just want Ben. That's all we want.
Yeah, man, I'm just in I'm just in a it's just been a whirlwind. I mean, yesterday we got the great news that Zach is gonna be
Zach's back.
yeah, Zach is helming a movie for Netflix. I'm like, damn, this is awesome. With the way the world's been going, we all need some. Like I said, we all need some great news for a change, and that was to me that was music to my
Yeah,
ears. And
very.
and
I
and
was at work when
Uh huh.
When it broke, I'm I was taking a part. I'm like,
Hey, Cap.
like where? I was, oh man, but I guess the crib fast enough. Okay,
Hey,
what's
Cap.
up? What's going on? Like Zach's back? Hell, fucking yes.
Yeah.
Then it was all sunshine, man.
Hey,
The
Cap.
clouds just had to almost, if on time, as if this was planned. So now within the great DC news comes negativity.
Yeah.
Kinda odd, kinda suspect when you think about it.
Yeah. It
So we
really.
have great news about Zach. Then comes this bad news. So very well timed. I wouldn't put, I wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't put it past the bias bloggers and whatnot. But that part we'll dive into later on in the video. But yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's just crazy how quick. And that's a great point. It's crazy how quickly it happened. It's almost like and Fran, shout out to him, man. Touched on this in has touched on it multiple times. It's almost like some of these keyboard warriors and fans, they're like scared or threatened that if DC does good or has abundance of fans like they actually do, that Marvel won't thrive or Marvel won't be as liked anymore. And I'm just sitting there like, why can't we just have both and get along? You know what I'm saying?
Th- Thank you. It is not that hard. Like Marvel will not be forget. Uh, Marvel will not be. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I mean, some of their films are, but yeah, yeah. Marvel will not be forgotten. They they will still be relevant if
Yes.
DC were to come back. Like we can enjoy both. We can have fun. We can think also. But like you said, these fanatics and bloggers, they're fucking scared. Apparently, something.
I don't I for the life of me don't understand it, and they get so worked. It's amazing. They get so worked up if you call them out on their bullshit. They get so worked
Oh my.
up if you try and
Yep.
defend if you
Defensive.
yeah, if you try and defend yourself or defend your favorite movie, a la BVS or a la A Man of Steel, they get so worked up, but yet and still they want to call me a tribalist. They want to call me a hound, and all these names and shit. And I'm just like, why are you getting mad at me if I'm pointing out something or pointing out your obvious bias? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Bias, flaws within the universe. Like, and then the argument is always, oh, box office, it made billions of dollars, and it's fun, and the critics loved it,
Yeah.
and it's for the kids. They're just so like, their their arguments, their defense, it's laughable, it's pathetic, it's disgusting.
It is.
It's
It's completely disgusting. Cap,
like
let go
then you
ahead.
have like bloggers, critics have this gross stronghold on cinema,
Hmm.
just in general, whether it be uh, horror, thrillers. Like, thanks to their influence, um, like for example, Venom Predator, originally rated R, horror, scary. Thanks to them, PG-13, funny, fun, jokes,
Yeah.
um, less brutal action. Um, that movie Widows was panned for being too serious, too like it's a drama. What do you expect? It's a revenge drama. What do you expect? Laughs, yeah, laughs galore. I don't understand. So, so that get hella changed from horror sci-fi flick to this as someone put it, a Suicide Squad esque type of Predator
Mm-hmm.
movie, which that's fitting. Um, that happened. What else? Just just a stronghold on cinema, and this makes and this makes me comfortable with directing franchise films or films period, like I think Chris McCory spoke out about like toxic fandom in
Yeah.
Star Wars and Marvel,
Yeah.
and the other
Ja-
director, Denis Villeneuve,
mm-hmm.
he said he said he doesn't make McDonald's food or no, I'm sorry, he said he doesn't make shoes or like or like Nike shoes
Mm-hmm.
in cinema. He makes art, and so he's been outspoken. What else? Um.
James Mangold.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah, him too. Oh yeah, him too. Actually, I mixed those up. James and Chris. I'm sorry. James said the fandoms are toxic, and it makes directors don't want to work for Marvel or Star Wars
Yeah,
or etc.
they are.
And then Chris said and then Chris said that these armchair critics are making it a hell for directors, and then we have these bloggers calling out filmmakers. Uh, like recently, some asshole said, sorry, I think Variety wrote a piece on why M Night Shyamalan should make his stories, um, uh, his stories out on film. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, who the fuck are you? First of all,
And Cap, not to cut you off, brother, I saw Glass uh yesterday because it's all
lucky I haven't seen it yet.
and
So,
and Cap.
um,
Here's the funny thing. Not to cut you off. Here's the funny thing.
yeah,
It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie.
no, yeah,
And I'm trying to figure out for the life of me, how does this have how in the world does this have a 36 on fucking Rotten Tomatoes, but you have Ant-Man and the Wasp and Thor Ragnarok near 90? You know what I'm saying? But there's no bias, you know. And both of
they,
and not to cut you off,
oh yeah,
Cap. Both of those
oh no, go
movies
ahead.
Both of those movies have one thing in common. They have comedy.
Mm-hmm.
They're made by Disney. They have comedy. They're made by Disney. You see the pattern?
Yep, Disney comedy, automatic 90% $1 billion. Ugh, it's fucking it it makes you want to fucking throw up. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like these so-called critics and bloggers, they are ruining cinema,
Yeah.
and then complain when something isn't fresh or we need more creative stories. Like, oh,
You mean like this
these
one?
filmmakers try to get with that. Yeah, they are so hypocrites. Like, so bloggers and critics say, oh, we need fresh stories, we need creative and risk. But when it happens, you should on the filmmaker and the cast and crew.
Yeah.
But you praised, oh, and then you call Disney, oh, they take risks, high stakes, like, oh, and then Oh my god! And then when they fucking overpraise Infinity War, saying, "Oh, it's so emotional. The ending is so devastating. The decimation. Like I cried when Spidey died. They're gone. Like I'm like, oh my god, I want to fucking throw hands. I'm like, shut the fuck up. First of all, they're not dead at all. They have sequels. They're coming back.
Yeah.
They literally they 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 literally um manipulatively, emotionally, um, trick the audience.
Yes.
They fucking tricked me because 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 I shed a tear when he was gone, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, wait, why am I crying? I'm not like seriously. So yeah, so my first reaction to the ending of Infinity War was just a blank face, was just a straight face
Mhm.
at all. Like there's no emotion.
Mhm.
So then I was just looking around the theater and I heard sniffles. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll join in. I'm like, wait, this feels fucking this feels funny as fuck. Like I'm not actually sad. I'm just going along with the crowd. I'm like, what the fuck happened to me?
Yeah. Yeah. And
So that was weird for me
yeah. And
because
it
the only time I cried was when Clark died, and that still gets me because
yes.
that's fucking emotional.
Yes. Yeah, when that scene
But
happened, when that's not to cut you off, Cal. When that scene,
yeah,
uh, when I first saw that scene in the theater, I was like, this is the first time I've been emotionally affected by a superhero's death. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
to Guardians of the Galaxy's credit, I think that's part of the problem. Disney saw Guardians of the Galaxy work, and they tried to basically replicate that a lot more. And I take it even farther back as the Avengers, but that's another video. Guardians of the Galaxy was emotional in some spots, but
Yeah, it
seeing
was. I
Superman,
agree.
seeing a character like Superman uh, give his life for Earth the way that he did, and after he had faced
Yeah.
all that persecution and all that,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he's not a hero, oh, he's a bad guy, he's an
Mm-hmm.
alien, he needs to be, basically leave this planet.
Oh, hey, exactly.
That's the part
Yeah.
that got me. He's still in the midst of it all. He still did the right thing, and that to me was powerful. And his death spoke
Mm-hmm.
volumes. I mean, it had an impact on Batman. It changed his point of view as well. And going back to the topic at hand, man. It's not confirmed, but it seems that Ben Affleck may very well be done as Batman, and man, this is just sad. Cap, let me ask you this: um,
Yeah.
have you did you hear about Kevin Smith revealing Zack's plans for the Justice League
I've
going?
heard it. I've heard. I've heard. I don't want to watch it because Kevin. He's also a problem.
Mm-hmm.
He's a like. He claims to love the comics and the characters of both DC and Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
but we know he's fucking biased for Disney and Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shits on BVS Man of Steel. Yet he wants the Snyder Cut to be released after you and your fucking blog and butt buddies helped destroy one man to destroy this special vision. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Kevin. Fuck you and the rest of fuck you and the rest of your fucking blog and buddies. Like, you assholes helped destroy what could have been a very unique vision.
A very, very, very unique vision. I mean,
And now,
bruh,
yeah,
bruh.
and now you wanna regret it. You wanna have them release it. Like, fuck you, Kevin. Fuck, and then, and then, did you see this bitch Frosty when he said his tweet is saying that Zach helped him get into 300.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, cause Frosty from Collider,
Mm-hmm.
he told or recounted the story of when Zach helped him get into 300 screening, and I haven't read it yet, but I've seen the screenshots. I'm like, really, Frosty? Like, you fucking scumbag. I'm like, you also helped destroy this man's vision.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to talk nicely, and yeah, yeah, and then tweet out, oh, I want a Superman movie that's hopeful and optimistic.
Yeah.
Then Warner Bros. Listen to me. I'm like, yeah, they listen to you, and we get Jeff Johns presents Unjustice League.
Yeah.
Uh, and that was like a nightmare. Still is. And so, a very a lot of hypocrites, a lot of snakes. And Frosty, yeah, he just Clyde just needs to fucking Clyde, John, all of it needs to die.
Damn.
Like I am so fed up and sick of these bloggers, these critics. Like I'm to the point I want to fucking throw hands.
I mean,
Like
and and,
I
and,
want to fight them.
and Cal, the thing that bugs me out the most is, bruh, we could have had, bro, we could have had Dark Side, bruh. We could have had the Green Lantern, and this is the funny part, that a lot of these crazies and bloggers don't realize, bro. They say, oh, we want to see these characters in the movie. We want to see these characters. We were going to see those characters. All those characters that you said we need to see, we were going to see them. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And
Yeah,
now,
it was a journey.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was exactly. You're exactly right. It was a journey. And now, because of, like Fran said, incompetence, impatience, like I say, buffoonery,
Mm-hmm.
stupidity, idiocy, because
Mm-hmm.
you interfered where you weren't needed, because you just came in and destroyed the passion, the hard work, the story, the journey, like you said. You
Mm-hmm.
destroyed it. And now we gotta live with
Yeah.
that painful. We gotta live with that painful memory of titanium face, Superman, perverted
That
Flash,
that that wasn't Superman. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was not Superman.
like fucking Flubber from Disney or some crap, man. It's just God.
And,
Oh,
yeah. It
but
the movie is just that was so the these haters call the Snyder Cut unwatchable. That shit was unwatchable. Very unwatchable.
yeah.
I can't believe my dumb ass paid twice to go see it. I'm like, I should have known something was up
And
from the very beginning.
Cap, see, here's the thing, Cap. I'm glad you said that as well. Here's the thing. I went to see the movie. I saw the movie opening evening, I guess you'd call it, because I went in the evening. I was excited. I had my Superman, my faded, extremely faded Superman shirt. I didn't care it was faded. I wore it with pride. I was grinning ear
Nice.
to ear. And I
Yeah.
walked in the theater. I sat down. I watched the movie. I'm like, okay, I expected some jokes because we knew by that point Joss had came on. We just didn't know the extent of what he and
The
WB.
damage he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Him and Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sitting there and we get to like that the Russian family. I'm like, okay,
The,
this is decent, but why are they in the movie? What? And I'm like, and the more I watched it, I'm like, what is this? What is this? What am I watching right now? And then of course we saw the after credits scene, which from what I've been told, that, with Deathstroke, Lex, and everybody. And honestly, that to be honest, that's pretty much beside from Cyborg. That's pretty much all that I liked about that movie. Looking back on it.
same Cyborg, and then the African scene because it was Snyder.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Um,
go ahead,
hmm?
brother. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, because yeah, Cyborg shined even through all his shitty reshoots. He still shined.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we even Flash falling on her boobs, on Diana's boobs. So that was I mean, so So I laughed. At first, I thought it was funny, but then I'm like, oh wait, no, this is fucked up. Like, no, this is not funny at all.
And
That's
Cap,
actually
and Cap, here's
so
the thing.
stupid.
And Cap, here's the thing. Not to cut you off, brother. Where
No,
I find it so funny when I think about that scene. I find it so funny. There's no outrage behind that scene, Cap. But yet they want to go at Patty. They want to go at Gal for wearing a quote
yeah.
unquote skimpy outfit. Do you see the
Oh yeah,
hypocrisy?
I have, and then then of course you got these um I think Chris Wong said these these pink haired weirdos
Yes.
like Ashley Lynch and Joanna Robinson or
Yeah.
many others. Like I don't know who the fuck they are. They need to like
Social
these
justice
fucking
warriors.
yeah these fake ass feminist uh, people
Yeah.
wants to go at Zach saying, "Oh, the male gaze, like they're showing their abs." I'm like, first of all, the actresses confirmed that they felt empowered. They told y'all like, shut the fuck up. We don't care what you think. We feel sexy. We feel empowered. And they had the same outfits in Wonder Woman the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the level of hypocrisy and bias is out of this fucking world.
It is.
It's insidious. Like the whole bloggers and critics, like the whole stronghold on cinema, on Zack, DC, any creative films, it's insidious. It's disgusting, and I'm not sure how we can fight it.
I don't either, man. And I'm really. It's to the point, brother Cap. Like I was sitting there a few days back, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, I think about BVS, the Ultimate Edition. I think about Watchmen.
Mm.
I think about Man of Steel. I'm like, Zack did not do anything wrong with these movies. Zack
Oh
did
no,
not do anything wrong with these movies. And I made a video specifically titled that Zack did not do anything wrong with these movies. He did something different that was out of the norm, that wasn't humorous and joyful. He did something and made it real. He made it realistic.
yeah,
And that's the problem. They don't like things that are realistic and grounded. You
yeah.
know what I'm
They
saying?
wanna, yeah, they wanna ignore the real issues, the real problems, the real world. They wanna ignore all that and just escape. I'm like, that's fine, but it's also very dumb and detrimental. You can't ignore a problem for so long until it creeps it until it affects you or somebody else.
Yeah.
So it so there's that. Oh, and then for Reeves, uh, those Reeve fanatics
Mm-hmm.
claiming, "Oh, Man of Steel is it's too dark. It's not fun. Hopeful smiles." And then having watched Superman the movie by Richard Donner, I'm like, call me crazy, but Man of Steel um is literally the retelling of Superman the movie. Same shots, same but slightly varied dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, like legit. Yeah, like legit. Superman the movie seems like the Man of Steel of the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, cause if you've seen Superman the movie and Watchmen of Steel, they're damn near identical.
Yeah, I saw it a couple of times. I saw it a few years back in a group watch. Shout out to everybody there. And I saw it a little later, and I was like, eh. I mean, I could see why it was impactful for the time that it came out, but
For the
for
time,
this,
yeah.
for the time it came out, I
Yeah,
could see.
I mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, no, yeah, same. For the time, yeah, but I mean, it's a classic, but it doesn't age well neither.
Yeah.
And also, Superman was no, and also, is it me or was Superman a little not creepy but more aggressive to Lois?
Yeah, I get what you're
Because
saying.
yeah. So the part, so like one example, the part when Superman first meets Lois on her rooftop in her house.
Hmm.
When Lois says, "I might need to take my journal and pencil," he just walks over and just he grabs him like, "Nah, you don't need this. Just come with me." I'm like, that's a little aggressive
Hmm.
to Lois. It's a little I guess macho, or it's a little, I guess, yeah, I guess sexist or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was a bit of sexism in this movie, in the '80s Superman movie that doesn't get pointed out, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't it's not a movie I typically rewatch. I mean, like the thing for me, I always say I could see back then why it was a very impactful film. It was one of
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
I'd say it was one of the first of its kind. But again, looking at it now, I mean times have changed, and with times
mm-hmm.
changing comes along a Man of Steel that not
Yeah,
only forces you to pay attention to the guy that's Superman, but also ask some very tough questions along with Batman v Superman, and isn't just a turn your brain off. Oh yeah, he look at his abs, look at him kiss this girl, whoop de whoop post credit scene, the end. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Uh, they
exactly.
they challenge you. These type of films challenge you, and that's another thing I appreciate. Um, Cap,
Yeah,
let me ask you this, man. Tell me your favorite scene with Ben Affleck as Batman, man.
my favorite scene, I'll have to say is when, hmm, I'm thinking, hmm, um, okay, yeah, sorry, so I have two. Um, so one is when Bruce, uh, yeah, when Bruce and Alfred are in the lake house,
Mm-hmm.
and Bruce, yeah, so Bruce just, he starts off his day, coffee in hand, all
Mm-hmm.
that good stuff, and Alfred says, uh, you've been invited to Lester's house, and then Bruce says, um, I can't go without the suit. Like I need the suit.
Mm-hmm.
Then Alfred chimes in, no, you don't. You've been invited. Bruce went in. So then so before he showers and takes off, you see is it in it's in the trailer. You see Bruce just stare hard
Oh yeah,
at the bat suit,
yeah. That was a great
and
shot, bro.
that like the level of acting is it was intense. It was raw. It was like like you can feel like he's drawn to it, and it's amazing. Like that screen Batman. That's Bruce Wayne because it yeah. See, with Ben's acting, and then because Ben is really pulled from the comics, the TV shows, the cartoons, the animated films, the
Mm-hmm.
features.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the comics and in cartoons, Batman, like there's a hard line. Like there's a like 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 line and blue is between Batman and Bruce because they're almost one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that scene of Bruce staring at the Batsuit, almost like almost like he needs it. Like he needs the suit. He can't go one day without it. It was intense, and that just screamed Batman to me. It was like the acting was on point. It that was phenomenal.
And then that music that was playing in the background while he was looking at it too. That just man, Hans Zimmer
The
is something.
chills.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What let me ask you this, Cap.
Yeah.
Um now for right now, we know Shazam, Joker, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84 are up next, and we now know that the Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, is coming. And of course, we also heard about Suicide Squad. Now, before I
Yes.
pass the mic back to you, brother Cap, most people know that I didn't necessarily hate Suicide Squad as much as the masses seem to. I did find some enjoyment with it. I do not like Cara Delevingne as Enchantress. That's not a knock at Cara Delevingne. I just didn't think that Enchantress belonged in the movie. Then we learned that there is that what David Ayer, shout out to him, shot was, different than what we actually ended up seeing. It was Jiggy Bop reshoots with a bunch of Jiggy Bop tunes and everything. I like the soundtrack, but looking at Suicide Squad, I'm like, if you had just made Joker the main villain like he intended, then I'm pretty sure it would probably be a lot more. It would have been a lot more successful. It was still financially successful, so much so that we got basically a Harley Quinn universe inside the DCEU. Like I told Fran, I'm sure we're gonna get Harley Quinn versus the DC universe at some point. Um, um, now initially, Cap, Suicide Squad 2, there were a lot of question marks around it. The Suicide Squad isn't just limited to the team we saw in the first movie. There are tons of other members, other people that could have joined or stepped in. There were a lot of rumors coming about. One about Black Adam potentially being in the movie. I don't know how the Suicide Squad could potentially take down a being like Black Adam, but that's another video.
Exactly.
Then there was the
Yeah.
rumor of Margot Robbie taking the initial idea for Suicide Squad 2 and placing it in Birds of Prey. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. Margot Robbie, you're still beautiful. Shout out to Will Smith for Focus. That's another video as well. And I think what really disappoints me and frustrates me even more with WB is the fact that they had a very talented individual in Gavin O'Connor who helmed a movie called Warrior. Shout out to Tom Hardy. And also helmed a film which, ironically enough, starred Ben Affleck, The Accountant. That movie was I really enjoyed that movie. And when I heard that he was going to be helming initially Suicide Squad 2, and he wanted a grounded take, I was like, this is it. This is definitely it. And then
Yeah.
the news broke that James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, um
And
would be
a disgusting human being too.
would be yeah that he would be instead helming what we now know to be the Suicide Squad. And if that wasn't revealing enough, I'm pretty sure that he's just probably planning on bringing in an entirely different group. And something I said about Suicide Squad, and I still stand by that statement, is I don't think that the cast was necessarily the problem with Suicide Squad. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's a story.
And and and
The
and
story, the edits, the
yeah,
uh-huh.
and honestly, Cap, I'm still baffled at this decision. I don't know. We don't know much about it, other than he's supposed to be writing and directing it. Um, and it that was another heavy blow, losing Gavin O'Connor to James Gunn, who again, I like Guardians of the Galaxy to some degree. I like Volume 2. That's
Yeah.
another video which I did a year or so ago. But I just don't again, Cap, these decisions they're making, just a lot of these
S9 stupid. Yeah.
yeah. And
James Gunn putting his filthy fucking hands on DC and its property.
Cap, I'm gonna pass the mic to you and let you give your thoughts on James Gunn and the James Gunn
Mm-hmm.
suicide of the galaxy.
My thoughts. Letting a pervert put his hands on DC property, tainting it. It's fucking disgusting. Then, oh yeah, also, for you who don't know, you can thank the producer of Aquaman, Peter Safran. Look him up. He's a scumbag. He's the one who made it happen. Where James Gunn can direct Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
So you will can thank that fuckwad. So it's disgusting. And Ayer hasn't even had his fucking vision out yet. It hasn't been released.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen leaks. We have set photos. We have behind the scenes video. We have the art of book. We have the novel,
Uh-huh.
and we know David Ayer shot a very darker, grittier
Yeah.
film,
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, and it's disrespectful that it hasn't seen that we haven't seen his vision yet.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
or that he hasn't released his vision out.
Mm-hmm.
And then for these haters to call David out, because they didn't like, because they didn't like Squad, even though it wasn't his fault. He got fucked with by Jeff and Toby and others.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so for them to call him out, and then his responses are just the nicest, because he can go off. He deserves to go off,
Mm-hmm.
but he just responds nicely and calm. I'm like, fuck that. Like shut the fuck up, haters. Like, Squad was not his fault. He got fucked around. They twisted his vision.
Yeah.
They through edits, reshoots. Like, Suicide Squad, the film, that was not his movie. But he still has to play by the company rules, and I'm not sure why he can't. I still don't know why he can't speak out about the film. It's because he's not hired by DC anymore.
Mm-hmm.
At least I know of. So I'm not sure why he can't speak out about the film.
Well, I know at some point he was supposed. He was. They were saying he was
Yeah,
gonna.
the sequel.
Yeah, and they also said he was gonna do Gotham City Sirens,
Sirens.
but apparently that got scrapped. So I don't know either.
Nowhere.
I don't know either. I doubt that's even the case. But the thing is, Cap, like
Mm-hmm.
the more news, and this is just me personally, the more news I hear, and the more stuff is revealed, I just get disgust. Like, I literally, when I heard about Ben this evening, I was at work. I literally, and this is no joke, I started feeling sick. I'm like, bruh, this does not make any sense. This does not make any sense. And I'm not dissing Matt Reeves at all. I think based off of the movies I've seen. Let Me In is one of my favorite movies. I think he's a talented filmmaker. But what angers me the most about this whole ordeal is that if Justice League was in fact Ben's last outing, that's the way he had to
Yeah.
go out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. 1 second, okay.
Oh yeah.
right back, right? No, no, no. Um, 1 second.
Okay.
Got this one, something. Yep.
Oh man.
Sorry, I have old lemon juice sitting there, and now throw it away. So that's not good. At all. Yeah, I'm like, let me look at my lemon juice. Oh, yeah, gross. Health, guys, health. When in sickness, you gotta make yourself healthy.
Good
And
good vibes. Good vibes.
yeah. So sorry, folks. Yeah, sorry, folks. That's just an insight to my life. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Back to the topic.
Yeah.
Ill, gross. James Gunn, ill.
Yeah.
And it, the, One Rose, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like like I said, I understand that they want to make money, but bruh, some of this shit that I'm hearing, it just sounds so despicable and
Just
diabolical. You know what I'm saying?
very.
Like it's almost like when I read the shit and when I'm listening to it, I'm like, this is like the plot to a fucking comic about a freaking company intent on tearing people down, luring people in and tearing them down. Like almost like that movie Wanted. Shout out to James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie. I think she's single, so I can definitely comment. But yeah, you know, on a serious note, brother. Like when I read that today, and then I saw Kevin Smith
Yeah.
say that, I was like, bruh, how the heck did they really think that just replacing all that with a family that really served no purpose to the movie, a Russian family, no disrespect to my Russian brothers overseas, even if they did interfere in the election, that's another video. What purpose did they really serve to the movie as opposed to having Green Lantern Corps in the movie? Something that would have been all
Now
inspiring.
the critics. Uh huh.
Go ahead, bro. The critics.
Yeah. Because now the critics was like, oh, there's too much destruction. Oh,
Yeah.
they don't save people.
Yeah.
That's what they served in that abomination. Oh, look at us. We're saving civilians. Yay.
And then that's the other thing too, Cap. Like and this is the thing. I really like Ezra Miller, and I found it so interesting that Zach said. I believe Zach said he first saw Ezra in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and that's
Yep.
actually
Great film.
yeah, and that's one of my favorite movies. That got me started into reviewing movies on a Now Dead blog. I'm not gonna bring that up. But I really enjoyed that movie. I really loved the ending when Charlie says, "And in this moment, I swear we are infinite." Um,
Mm.
but even in the movie Justice League, like
Mm-hmm.
it just didn't seem like he was the Flash, if that makes sense.
No, it didn't. He seemed. I don't know what the fuck he seemed like. Just some goofy runner? No, not even that. What was he?
Like it's like they wanted to make him a knockoff of not Barry Allen, but they wanted to make him Wally West and Spider Man mixed into one.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
bro.
being more.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? And I just shook my. The second time I watched Justice League, I just shook my head, bro. And then by that
Oh,
point, by that point I knew.
That. Mm-hmm.
By that point I had known that the
Yeah.
interference was a lot more. But yeah, bro, like I was watching the movie, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, this does not seem like. And I'm just picturing BVS, the Ultimate Edition, of course. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this just does something just does not feel right. And then, of course, like I said, I learned of all the interference, all the scenes they decided to take out, and I just shook my head. That scene with Superman, flying in. I just shook my head, bro. And just I was reading it, and I just laid my head down on the table, bro. I was so sad. I'm like, this man put his heart, and I say this, I know I say this a lot, but I'm gonna just say it again. This man put his hard work and time, invested so much time into making this universe what it is. And I know I don't say this often, but a lot of the best components that the world does like are because Zach saw the potential there. You know what I'm saying? Would you agree or
Yeah.
disagree?
I definitely agree. But you know me, I'm um I'm a fan of truth
Mm-hmm.
and also of justice. Oh God. What the hell was that? I believe in truth, but I'm a big fan of justice. Oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. I don't. Oh man, it's painful. It is painful, bro. It is painful. It is painful, and it's just this.
And then the countless nonsensical smiles. Like for example, to, towards the end when they defeat Steppenwolf,
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman bangs his trident on the ground, I guess in victory, and Diana smiles. She it makes so 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 she whips her hair back and smiles at him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this movie?
Man,
Why are they all smiling?
yeah, and I just and bro, once
She's, I'm sorry.
yeah, man, and once I learned like what all they took out and what we this 2 hour and that's the other thing, Cap. It didn't
Oh
fit.
no. Oh no, don't want. Thank God for that, because like yeah, like I said, the dude Nova Frankenstein.
Yeah,
He said Kevin Tsuchiyara. He saw Whedon's damage, and he said, "Okay, fuck this. I had to make this 2 hours. I had to." So basically, yeah. So basically, thank God for 2 hours, because there was a lot more Whedon footage.
oh my god.
That was yeah. So I'm glad 2 hours was good, because yeah, Kevin said let's find a lot more Whedon footage. Because yeah, Kevin was out on lunch. He came back and saw what Whedon did
Uh-huh.
and tried to save it. And he said, "Okay, 2 hours. That's it. Any more?" um, yeah, no. So thank God it was 2 hours.
That's
I did
awful,
not want
bro.
to see.
That's just awful. They should
Yeah,
all be eternally ashamed, bro. I'm sorry. That's
they
just
should.
wrong.
No, they should.
That is just wrong. This
Because
go ahead.
there was more Whedon footage. I'm like, oh no, thank God it was 2 hours. Not sitting through. Oh God, I don't even imagine that.
Well, Cal, let me ask you this, man. Let's kind of go back to Batman because we went everywhere tonight. We
Oh no
went.
no oh no no no. Trust me, Batman is sort of all of this, so it's fine. Hmm.
Yeah. Now, when you first saw Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition, what would tell me what was your what did you feel or how did you feel after you saw the Ultimate Edition like the first time?
Enthralled, like the scope, the scale, in making it a grounded superhero drama.
Mm-hmm.
It's and then with the parallels in the detail work. I'm wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is.
And like like Snyder, how did you create such an epic film with so many layers? It's ridiculous. It's unparalleled.
I'm gonna be bold, Cap, and I'm gonna say that Batman v Superman: The Ultimate Edition is easily top 3. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's bottom. I'm not gonna say it's middle. So that should hint to you where exactly it is for me. I'm not gonna say where it
Okay.
ranks because I know it's a lot of sensitive fanboys that listen to my videos. One in particular, who tried some stuff with me on his last video a few weeks ago, but he's not saying anything else. He may or not be listening. I don't care. He's just giving me a view. So, but yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out well over an hour in the video. Um, Most of you are aware that Ben Affleck may very well indeed be done as Batman and Bruce Wayne, and it's a very sad day for fans of his portrayal, fans of the DCEU. And on the line with me is brother Cap Ramsey. Cap, man, thanks for hanging in there with me, brother. It's been well over an hour, and yeah, we really went into this. Now, Cap, let me ask you this, man. I've asked you this in the past. Um,
Oh yeah.
Now we also still don't quite know the situation with Henry Cavill. Most seem to think that it's an issue of more money that WB may or may not be wanting to shell out. And as you may be aware, he's going on to start filming The Witcher for Netflix, which is probably going to premiere sometime next year as well, or either this year or next year. Now, for me, if Henry is out, then I'm just gonna literally stick around for the Wonder Woman trilogy, the Aquaman trilogy. Hopefully, Ray Fisher gets his chance to sign as Cyborg, and I don't know, bro. I don't know if I can keep supporting WB after all they've done with Zack with Justice League, and then to just replace Superman. I'm sure you heard about them making a Supergirl movie when Supergirl has a show on the CW. That's another video. But if Henry's done, I'm gonna hold it out for the Wonder Woman trilogy, Aquaman trilogy, and again, hopefully Ray Fisher gets more time to shine as Cyborg, either in his own movie or something. And I don't know, bro. I'm probably done because I cannot watch another Superman, and y'all barely gave Henry another movie, and then the last movie he was in is just fucking flubber titanium jawbreaker, Mr. Terminator from Futurama face, Iron Man face, Superman. Cat, what's your thoughts, man? Are you gonna hang in there, or are you almost
No,
out?
I'm with you. As much as I love DC, like no, that's a tough question, because I'm already knee deep in MCU. I
Mm-hmm.
wish I can just wean myself off MCU, but I'm already into deep, so there's that. And I want DC to succeed.
I do too, man.
Um, and I want variety in my film, because MCU let's be honest, MCU is getting so fucking boring,
It is.
honestly.
And I'm not. And,
And
and, and, and here's the thing, Cap. Not to cut you off.
yeah,
The MCU fans get really sensitive, but here's the thing they don't seem to understand. And Fran touched on this as well. You can like a movie and still critique it. and still call
Yeah.
it out for what it exactly it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that and the truth of the matter is, brother Cap, a lot of these
Yeah.
movies aren't in the MCU aren't especially memorable. Like I say,
No.
it says a lot when even the people that supposedly hate BVS and Man of Steel are still talking
Mm-hmm.
about them well after their release. But they can't
Yeah.
say anything about Iron Man 3. They can't say anything about Civil War. They can't say anything about Infinity War. It's just, oh,
Ant
when's
Man
the
and the
next
Wasp.
yeah, when's the next MCU movie? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And to me that speaks
So
volumes.
yeah,
But go ahead,
exactly.
Cal. Go ahead, brother.
Like, um, it's very hard because like I said, I want variety. I want DC to succeed. I
Mm-hmm.
want I want variety. That's when to make stop making dumbass decisions. It's man, damn. That's a tough question.
And
Um,
and Cap, not to cut you off,
oh yeah.
shout out to David Sandberg, man. I am excited for Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam, but that's been taking again years for them to do while they secretly plot Harley Quinn versus the DC universe. So I just don't know, man. I don't know. It's gonna be weird seeing another Bruce Wayne Batman most likely, and then if they replace
Uh-huh.
Henry Cavill as Superman and everything, it's just gonna be really strange seeing that. You know what I'm saying?
Very. I just like no. That's a mood. I don't know. I don't know. Legit. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, you're not alone, brother. You're not alone. I think one of the main one of the main things, funny enough, that I took away from Man of Steel and BVS, ironically, that so many
Mm-hmm.
people say that aren't is one of the things that isn't seen in the films is to have hope and believe, like like Jonathan said, believe that there is good in the world, and not give up on people even when people make it so damn hard sometimes, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it should.
And
Yeah.
and when I look at
Mhm.
and when I look at the MCU movies, man, I say this all the time. They're good, they're good for the most part. They're good movies, but
Mhm.
they don't make me think or make me feel or make me have the type of emotions that I have when I watch a DCU film like a BVS or a Man of Steel. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
Yeah. They don't stick with you. They're just a fun time.
yeah,
And yeah. And all I can say is, ha- I foolishly, I still have hope that WB isn't. I hope that they listen to the fans. Just be bold. Grow some balls. Be bold. Bring back Zach. Just and Zach, Henry, and Ben. Just hope that they listen to the fans. That they haven't completely lost their minds.
yeah.
So
And you know what's
I have
you
mm,
have go ahead, brother. You have faith.
I'd say I have hope that they surprise us that that they release the Snyder cut.
Yes.
They'll have a sequel to Man of Steel. Keep Ben, keep Henry, but you know, so that's yeah. So as you can tell, I'm also the words are the words are tangled and empty. So because I'm not sure. So
Yeah. I.
hope hope is key. Like
Yeah.
you said, hope is key.
Yeah. And Cap, man, again, I appreciate you hanging in there with me for this video, man. Um,
Oh yeah,
man,
always a pleasure.
it's sad, man. It's sad to see the tides turn in such a way that it impacts us all. And I know it's for me. It's still hashtag release the Snyder cut through and through. No matter what
Exactly.
happens, no matter what anybody says, no matter what people try to label us as. To you, my fellow Spartan brothers. Shout out to brother Peel, man. Keep y'all's heads high, man. I see everybody, man, and just to see that you hit brother Peel, so many others, not give up on hashtag release the Snyder cut. So many passionately defend uh, what they're a fan of and what they believe in. It inspires me to keep going. It pushes me to say to keep going. And I think the thing that bugged me most about Justice League, and I'll never forget it. They did not pay tribute to Zack Snyder with the tragedy that he had to endure with his daughter. And
Yeah,
and to me, the main thing, bro, for hashtag release the Snyder cut and everything else is we need to all do what we can to honor her memory. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
know none of us knew her personally, but we need to do what we can to honor her memory. And
yeah,
that's to me another key reason why I've stuck. Why I say some of the things I say through and through, and have
yeah.
stayed with the movement. We need to do what we can to honor her memory. You know what I'm saying? Would you
Yeah,
agree or disagree?
I definitely agree. Um, yeah, with Autumn, yeah, she, yeah, she was also a part of us all. She in turn um just taught us, have hope, to know, uh, just have hope, show love, care for one another, be there.
Yes.
So basically, be there whenever, be there when it's important, or just be there in general for each other. So
Yes.
yeah, I definitely agree with that stance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, man.
So like you said,
Go ahead.
we can't give up. It's hard trying, but we mustn't give up.
No.
That's not Spartan code. Never surrender, never retreat. And
Even in the face of
these
Armageddon.
are yeah, and these are very trying days.
Yeah, man.
But we're Spartans. We we will claim glory. We'll claim victory.
Yeah.
So just never retreat, never surrender.
And man, you know, I think the thing for me is when I hear people try and say, oh, they'll never release it, oh, it doesn't exist, and and somebody brought it. One of the people in my comment section brought it to my attention. There's this YouTuber that made a video. It was like a 4-part series, and it was like each video was an hour long. If you thought that response, if you
Oh,
thought that
that
response
bastard.
if you thought that response video I did to that guy, I'm not gonna mention his name because he got sensitive.
Mhm.
Uh, if you thought that video was hard to sit through, this video I literally could not finish. The guy was labeling us tribalist, calling the Snyder Cut mythical, and I find it so funny how when people say that they don't know that Ray Fisher confirmed that that the Snyder Cut exists, and it's all a matter of when and will WB release it? It exists.
Mm-hmm.
And so many other people have basically confirmed it. Zach himself has pretty much confirmed that it exists. You know what I'm saying?
Zach, Jay, Ray, Jason,
It
and
exists.
they're all confirmed exactly.
It exists.
Signed enough for 2 movies.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that is, and that's another reason why I still say hashtag release the Snyder cut. And man,
Yeah.
if in closing, I'm about to lose my breath, and I hear you're about to lose yours too, brother Cap. In closing, if Ben Affleck is truly done as Batman, me personally, I wish him all the best and thank him for uh, the memories of him in BVS. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you, Zach, for casting Ben. And yeah, man, it's if this is it, I'm just sorry that you know his last film had to be a fucking god awful,
Abomination.
yeah, abomination. And with that, I'm gonna pass the mic to you, Cap, and then we'll close.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Like we we just we need we need an end game, uh, so to speak. We need to come together to be united
Yeah,
and rise above all this negativity and this hatred. I just don't know how. I I'm not sure what else we can do. You know, with all this bad news, sometimes I feel like what what have we been fighting for? Why do we continue to fight? Sometimes, then again, I can't deny that because I can't let I can't I will not let Zach or Deborah or Zach or Deborah down. Like
same,
that's not happening.
same.
So I gotta fight. We gotta fight. We have to come back stronger. I just don't know how.
I
It's
mean,
bugging me.
man, it's tragic. The thing is though, bro. At least, at the very least, you got me. And we the Spartans. We have each other through and through. And and in saying that, I appreciate you guys' supporting me. First and foremost, just a guy who likes movies and really likes and loves Zack Snyder's movies. And we got each other, through and through. And that's that I think that us sticking together and not becoming, divided. This is a test. I will say this is a test, but I think through and through, if we can stick together, all stick together, and all come, like you said, come together, that in itself is gonna say more than enough, and that in itself will keep us stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I hear you, man.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my shoulder is hurting. My heart is heavy, and I need to sleep this off. It's 12 midnight, and brother Cap, I'm sure he needs to get his sleep as well. Thank you all so much once again for tuning in to this very lengthy video. You all have a great night. Please share, like,
Night.
subscribe, and comment. Cap, can I post your Twitter handle in my in the description?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Alright, I'll leave a link to Cap's Twitter feed in the description. You all have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.